Hello everyone, today I will be discussing a rather serious topic that I've been seeing people talk about in the K-pop community, specifically involving ENGENES and ENHYPEN. In this video I'll talk about my opinion on the bullying within K-pop groups and explaining my opinion on the situation regarding Sunno. I also want to further clarify that I'll be discussing bullying within members of K-pop, so not scandals like Baram of LE SSERAFIM. So with this out the way, let's jump right into the video. So first, I will explain the definition of bullying. The best definition I could find reads that bullying is an ongoing and deliberate misuse of the power in relationships through repeated verbal, physical, and/or social behavior that intends to cause physical, social, and/or physiological harm. It can involve an individual or group misusing their power or perceived power over one or more persons who feel unable to stop it from happening. On the site, if you keep reading, it details also what bullying is not. It says that bullying is not single episodes of social rejection or dislike, single episode acts of nastiness or spite, random acts of aggression or intimidation, mutual arguments, disagreements, or fight. Okay, so now that we know the definition of bullying, I will give an example of when bullying happened in K-pop groups. But first, I'll give a pretty popular example that a lot of longtime K-pop fans probably know about, but it's the bullying scandal between AOA's Jimin and Mina. AOA was a girl group who debuted in 2012, and the scandal started in 2019 when AOA's leader, Mina, accused another member, Jimin, of bullying her for more than 10 years. Because of how long she was getting bullied by Jimin, it took a massive toll on Mina's mental health, to the point that she developed health issues like self-harm and depression. After all the accusations came to the light of the public, Jimin left the group and stopped responding to Mina's allegations. Unfortunately, Jimin, according to Mina, hadn't directly apologized to her, so Mina continued bashing Jimin to the public, really pushing further Jimin's wrongdoing. But Dispatch revealed private chats between the members of AOA. In these chats, Mina raised the issue of Jimin inside the chat. After this, the members came forward to restore the conflicts, and Jimin apologized, even when she didn't remember all of the things that she was accused of doing to Mina. Because Jimin couldn't recall everything, Mina continued derailing her for not remembering everything. To calm the situation, Jimin leaves the company and does not respond to Mina anymore. But Mina doesn't stop messaging her to the point where she becomes obsessively crazy. She is also revealed to be rude to Jimin's family and the rest of the staff to the point of scaring everyone away. This is just the basics of the situation, but if you're further interested in the story, I will suggest you watch a video explaining this in full. I'll put a link in the card and more in the description if you want to check up about the situation. Okay, so now to the topic of this video, the situation between Sunno and ENHYPEN. The situation is not entirely new between ENHYPEN and Sunno, but I think it really kind of started near the beginning of their debut and a V-Live between Sunno and Jake.
되게 체형이 비슷하네요. 네? 되게 무슨 소리예요? 체형이 비슷해가지고 공통점이 많아요. 너무 귀엽지 않나요? 발도 있는데. 다리 있는데 안녕. 하나 둘 셋. 너는 뭐야? 나 이렇게 주먹으로 부실까?
와 진짜 하는 거예요?
와 지진나는 거야.
야 빨리 해. 진짜 하는 거예요?
오케이 다음.
야 이거
왜 너가? 기분 좋아. 좀 부끄러워. 왜 너 지금 매우 흥미롭다.
사실 요즘에 살쪘다. 너무
시무룩해.
많이 살쪄가지고.
So after that, a lot more fans have seen other examples of Sunno getting teased by the other members, so I played those other clips of examples that have been noticed by fans. In between all these situations, Sunno seemed to be on a diet. In some group V-Lives, he will refrain from eating with the rest of the members. Again, there have been other videos made on this issue, like one I seen most recently by Bray Seasoning. I'll leave that one in the card and the description if you would like to check those ones out, but now I want to talk about the response of ENGENES. I'm going to give them a bit of a slack just because most of them are really young, but I think they, along with ARMY and Blinks, have the most immature fans. Not to mention the shipping edits. There are so many shorts on YouTube and TikTok I've seen with false accusations of Nicki bullying Sunno, and the comments just get worse and worse and worse. And some opinions are actually kind of interesting, but some don't even make any sense. But yeah, I want to share some of the comments I found. So the first comment says, I know I shouldn't compare this, but it reminds me of how different ENHYPEN is from TXT. When Youngjun received a mean comment about his weight, the members immediately defended him, and it got kind of angry too. This is what friends should do. Second comment says, a couple of things I want to say to ENGENES before they try to defend their behavior. Sunno has said he has sometimes feels like the teasing goes too far and it's not funny anymore. He has asked Sunhoon and Nikki to tone down the teasing more than once. They have. It is so normal and just jokes. Why is it always towards Sunno? He literally never responds back the same way. The third one says, as someone who has the ED, I think I'm starting to see some signs in that in Sunno. Something I noticed from the Future Perfect live is that even though the fan gave Sunno a compliment about his weight, he seemed really sad. Okay, and fourth one, exactly what I mean. The other members are very talented, but I think that they feel intimidated by the way Sunno could adapt to high stress despite his health condition. The other members were scared to enter the grounds, whereas Sunno had the best of both worlds due to him constantly being voted off. And I think that made him an even stronger idol. I think some of the people who spent majority in the show on Island got too comfy and completely neglected the people in the ground, so them seeing Sunno have a winning streak even though he spent over half a season in the ground shocked them. Okay, so this comment reads, I'll be honest, I was getting into ENHYPEN lately, but there are a few things that I sense that are wrong. I'm not hating on the boys, but I believe that because it's been that long since their debut, there are a few problems that will be solved once they get closer and the more year pass for them as a group. I hope that they all sit down and talk things out if there are any problems within the group. Next comment says, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's noticed about Jungwon and his leadership skills or lack thereof. Let's hope that as he grows, he will be a better leader because right now he sucks. Don't you have a sibling or a friend who teases you? Aren't you one of those weird people who ship idols? Like their friendship is so cute, they're like siblings, and when they act like one of y'all gonna be sensitive. LMAO. Now they did. Probably just the popularity. Who knows, LOL. Probably doesn't help that the leader, Jungwon, sometimes act like it or joins in. Honestly, it's both Nikki unconsciously can be too much. Jungwon needs to try to be more like RM. Jungkook was selfless when he was younger, and thank goodness the older ones disciplined him. And Sunno fans need to chill out a bit. Never liked them since Island. They act too much or too fragile for the industry. LOL, what's messed about these jokes is that can be normalized to the point where y'all don't consider it inappropriate. So what if it's been industry since forever? That doesn't make being rude okay, and it's clearly in the video. The magnate is pushing someone older a little too harshly, which is not acceptable in Korean culture, especially before. Sunno isn't too fragile, the industry is just harsh. So I agree with some of these comments. I definitely agree that the teasing is going on a bit too far in my opinion, but because we are friends, I think we need to trust them to work on these issues out between themselves. I think some ENGENES are taking some scenes out of context, like this V-Live after they won award for Pass the Mic.
선우 얼굴이 가뜩이 됐어.
아유
네, 진짜 아니에요. 농담도 참. 농담도 참.
So like in the previous clip, people took it as if they're saying he lost weight and the members disagreed. The comment really meant that he was haggard or like tired looking, and the members disagreed that he looked fine. Also, I think some ENGENES are just too harsh on the younger members. I seen some comments like I read earlier, people degrading Nikki about being mean and calling him a bully. While I do agree that his teasing is probably hurting Sunno, people need to understand that he is still young and that they're still learning how to work well as a group. Same thing with Jungwon. People were attacking him as a leader, saying he needed to step up and be more like Namjoon or Chan from, Stray Kids. Like really, he's literally 18, 19 years old. He is the youngest leader in K-pop. He has been a good leader so far, so I think people should cut him some slack. I do agree that he should have spoke out about Sunno, and I hope he leads the rest of the group as sorting out these issues behind the scenes. Okay, so another trigger warning, if you would like to skip past this part, you can do that. I'll put the timestamp on the screen. But people need to stop assuming that Sunno has an ED. Again, y'all are not his therapists or doctors. K-pop stands' biggest issue nowadays is diagnosing idols when they haven't even revealed any problems. With this use is, quote, I have blank, so that's why I think certain idol names has the same problem. Like what? You're not a doctor. Lastly, I've seen ENGENES say things like, Sunno talked to them about teasing, but they keep doing it. Honey, are you their staff? Do you have some sort of secret access to all the members? I might be wrong, but I haven't seen any proof of this on camera, so how can y'all make accusations like this? Okay, so I love Sunno. He has my bias actually in ENHYPEN, so I'm definitely upset that this is happening. My opinion is this. So I think whatever is going on between ENHYPEN and Sunno is between them. We as fans can comment about the situation and continue our support of Sunno, but at the end of the day, they need to work out any problems between themselves. I cut a bit of slack for the younger members, and I've noticed that some of the older members limit the teasing, but they're all still men who don't need our help to work out their issues. I don't think that Nikki, Sunhoon, or Jake are. Hopefully, with our continued support of Sunno and the members are able to on top work out their conflicts, we can lay these issues to rest. And this concludes the video. Thanks for watching, and if you got this far, please leave your opinion on this issue in the comments below.